but too much focus was put on Cuomo's bill. And so we forgot about the bill that was inclusive of all. A lot of us got brainwashed. We got mailers saying parental choice. Well, parental choice, but the parents won't be getting anything. So I had to make a stand because I did my homework. And it takes time to educate all of you. It takes time to educate the parents in all parts of my district. I'm sure the Senate majority will enjoy the bill that we have. Because when we decided to forget about the bill that I had brought to attention to the public, that I had worked my butt off to get more people, no one embraced it. They did not embrace it. No one gave me kudos for it. And now that this one is billed, this one is killed, like, oh, can we now look at this bill? We can't, because so much damage has been done. And when I say damage, the protesting, the calls, and I know it's from both sides.
But what would it take for us to reintroduce a compromise bill that would accommodate both sides?
Well, for one, I don't want to accommodate corporations or rich philanthropists. I'm sorry. I'll tell you one thing. This has been a very controversial issue for a very long time. It hasn't gotten anywhere, and I think we were very close with my bill. I think that the Senate majority would be willing to with my bill, because it's a start, it's something. If the Democrats or if the Assembly is happy with something, and the Republicans can deal with it, then, but this, forget it. This is like the DREAM Act to Republicans.
I understand.
Okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Maybe a better strategy would be repealing the Blaine Amendment.
That's even more. I don't know about that.
Okay. The bottom line is, kids deserve an education, period. It should not be separated.
But the problem also is public schools, okay? We have to talk about public schools. I'm a public school math teacher. Public schools are not doing well. They're not getting adequate funding.
So whose fault is that? So take it out on the schools that are successful? We're not going to give you money because
No, but
we...
it's not taking out on the schools that are successful. I mean, we've been fighting for funding. We have a campaign fiscal for equity that's been due to the public schools. That's $5 billion, and it hasn't been given to. This is to help reduce class sizes, to give more resources, and to give school aid, and that hasn't been done. The priority is still public schools. You have to understand, because public
How much
schools,
money goes per student in public school right now with the current setup? How much money is allocated when you break down the numbers per student in the public school system?
I don't have that question. I don't have that answer. A lot of the attacks damaged. What happened? People don't want to even hear about tax credit right now. Right now we have 35 sponsors, and typically when you have that large amount, you can get maybe an additional 20 or 25 to vote on it, but again, I don't know what people's psychology is right now, psychic now, because people have been protesting in front of their offices. So they were probably moving towards the bill, and after all of this protest and robocalls and just all of negotiation and propaganda, they're probably farther away. And I don't like it when my community is manipulated. And that's what it was.
Do you think this is part of the game that Cuomo's playing to make himself look good, but really deep down not pass it?
Of course. Because we had this bill before this bill. We introduced this bill before. And I even sent out an email on comparison why I'm supporting my bill. I mean, that I'm sponsoring.
Bishop Filleta made a bold and dynamic point. Public education is not working for our kids in our community. And I am here to tell you that that is wrong. That is wrong. I made this point in Albany this week, and I made this point in speaking to you on the phone the other day. 3 years ago, we were on the streets on Church Avenue and 53rd Street when Kamani Gray was shot dead by a police officer. And for 2 weeks, the kids in that neighborhood ran rampant up and down those streets. There is not one playground in that district, in the 67th precinct. There's not one playground for those kids. My issue becomes, if the governor could put something forward like this education investment tax credit, this parental choice in education bill that he dubbed it, ignoring the dynamic work that Rodneyse put forward with this compromise bill that you were talking for and you were mentioning. Why can you not have, number one, a tax plan that will allow us to fund public education in the city of New York, giving us the $2.5 billion that they already owe us, and they've owed us for years. Right? They owe us $2.5 billion. Where's the tax credit that gives us that money for our kids? For Kamani Gray, a kid that never had a chance, shot dead in the streets, and other kids that we're talking about crime in our community. Where's the bill for them? Where's the bill for our kids? And at the same time, look at the needs of the black church, which has historically, for 300-400 years, took responsibility for educating our children. For the Jewish schools, with the yeshivas, who traditionally, for hundreds of years, took responsibility to educate their children. And for the other schools that are suffering, right? If it's constitutional, why don't you look at something that allows everybody to win and doesn't pick and choose which children could lose and which children are going to win? You can't have a system where 1.3 million children are left out in the cold and we don't have a future. Right now, you're fighting for your schools, and you're fighting for your schools. We're all fighting for our schools, but in the meantime, there's still 1.3 million children from universal pre-K to grade 12 that don't have a plan. That don't have a plan for an entire generation, and we hope that Governor Cuomo would be that individual to come and say, well, here's the money, this is how we're going to fund it. But he's not doing that. He's playing a game, a vicious game, and dividing us.
Much has been spoken about the earned income tax credit bill. The Governor Cuomo's urging parents to go onto a website, sign things. There's a lot of division, a lot of confusion about what the bill is. Can you explain what is really going on in Albany?
Yes, well, first of all, education has been the top of the talk, the top of the topic this year. The education tax credit bill has been controversial for a very long time. This is an exclusive bill. It's not a tax education credit bill that all parents from all schools, all background, all neighborhoods can benefit. I actually have sponsored a bill way before Cuomo's parental choice bill earlier this year where we got about 35 members who sponsored it. It was a education tax credit bill that allowed relief directly to the parents and not to corporations. In Cuomo's bill, the corporations will actually cherry pick which schools they want to invest in. And that's a problem because in my district in particular, we have a number of poor schools, poor yeshiva schools, poor Lutheran schools, poor Catholic schools, and it just will cut out the majority of the people who need the actual relief. Also, in his bill, he has a $60,000 cap. Well, that leaves out the entire middle class, and the entire middle class is the majority. There are certain situations where a parent may have 7 kids, and he or she or both of them are just making $65,000. That's $5,000 above the threshold. Why can't that parent benefit? While the parent who has 1 child who's making $59,000 benefit. So the complete structuring of this bill that was presented by Cuomo, I do not agree with. However, I think a more compromised bill that will benefit everybody is the bill that was introduced that I'm a prime co-sponsor. It was introduced by Sheldon Silver. And but for the amount of attention that was pulled into the parental choice bill have overshadowed the opportunity for a bill that would have gotten
to the floor, perhaps would have a much higher success rate, is now out the window.
Now, who do you feel is causing all this division and getting everyone all riled up about this? Is it coming from bloggers?
Mm-hmm.
Is it coming from institutions?
Mm-hmm.
Where's it coming from?
Well, you know what? To be honest, quite frankly, I don't know. I did see a number of bloggers who probably are ill-informed about the whole situation. They need to pretty much look at the source, so it doesn't help. We've also had third-party anonymous institutions that have been pouring millions of dollars in propaganda, in attacking many residents who do not oppose, who oppose the bill, the Cuomo's bill. So that's a problem.
Any of the bloggers that are writing negative things about you reach out to you to get your side?
No one has reached out to get my side from the bloggers. The bloggers just been blogging whatever they think is correct or whatever, but nobody who has been blogging reached out to me at all.